Welcome aboard to Ironside Sheets. Today we're going to be talking about Spirit Wolf by Kathryn Lasky. I would say that Lasky calmed down in this book, but that would be a lie. Spirit Wolf, book 5 of 6 in the Wolves of the Beyond series, is more overarching, plot heavy than the previous books. I still recommend this series for older children such as 13 up. Why? Death, dismemberment, brainwashing, forced intercourse, domestic abuse. Yeah, like I said, saying Lasky calmed down in this book would be a lie. I almost forgot. Imagery of natural disaster aftermath. Minor spoilers ahead. You have been warned. The book picks up right where Frostwolf left off. Fowlan is with his sisters, who are gnawing their first mother's bones in order to tell their story to her. That's when there is a massive earthquake that flips a big middle finger to the starving creatures of the beyond. They thought things were going to get better since they were getting help from the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Nope. Death, destruction, everywhere. It is an earthquake after all. The story then follows Fowlan and his sisters collecting a ragtag team of animals, and Fowlan really realizing there is something bigger at play. There is even a little romance along the way. Yes, wolves love too. Spirit Wolf shows that planning and determination, when combined, are a powerful force. However, it also lands into the idea of using your instincts in order to seek something better and a potential new beginning. Lasky's work is heavy, y'all. She does not mess around with themes and imagery, and that is why I truly believe that this series is an English teacher's wet dream. The number of essays you could write analyzing these books is immense. I'd say at least 4 per book, and that's just someone who's out of practice talking. The closest I get to writing formal essays is this, speaking to you, my readers, and now listeners, about how messed up some books are. I digress. The imagery in this book focuses more on the physical in the former half, but on the spiritual in the latter half. The more you read these books, the more you realize that there is not only more to the story, you realize that Lasky is setting you up for a whole other series. That's world building. Spirit Wolf is excellent for readers who are just getting started or are getting back into it. The Lexile level is low, so it makes it an easy read. However, just because the reading level is low does not mean that the material is suitable for all audiences. If you showed a member of a human couple beating on their spouse to a young child, or had them read a book where it is depicted, you would likely be considered an irresponsible parent, unless telling them don't do that. The same goes for seemingly childish books. Creatures, sentient creatures, that work to live and love their family either die or face hardships that are not only better appreciated by older audiences, but are also better mentally tolerated. Also, there's domestic abuse in this book. Just saying. I have said this before, Lasky takes on a Brothers Grimm approach and wraps horrible, vile acts in the guise of animals. Just because it's a bunch of animals does not mean that it's for little kids. Better yet, just because it is a bunch of animals does not mean it isn't for older audiences. Have a teenager who hates reading try the first book, Lone Wolf, and you might catch their attention. But I bet there's a solid chance that if you got them to this one, not only are they hooked, they're thinking that the author is not quite right in the head. If they're thinking that, or you're thinking that, I agree. Personal note, I want to meet Lasky at some point. Now that I have left you with that rant, back to the review proper. Spirit Wolf is an excellent book that depicts a wide range of emotions in the characters. Side characters are not neglected and are more than capable of impacting the plot. The depictions of reincarnation are interesting and a bit haunting. Big spoiler, Wolf Jesus Fowlan has lived many lives. Fowlan is no longer a wolf that lacks sense. He has grown up to something beyond his years. He has wisdom, patience, and determination of a creature that has experienced more than you or I ever could imagine. This book takes his flaws and tosses them out the window, leaving you with a bit of anticipation for what happens next. Enemy is growing into her pelt. She realizes that her assumptions of a larger plan are not just her fantasy, And what she sees is not only true, it is true again and again. The Sark is a wonderful creature that brings out Lasky's ability to create a combination of sympathy and empathy that may not necessarily pull at your heartstrings, but makes you more invested in the character and the story as a whole. Gwyneth is the epitome of rising to the occasion. A loner by nature, she follows Fowlin and his ragtag band to not only help them navigate, but also find a new start. Without her, they would be in far worse shape and possibly dead. Her love for the Sark is one of the many factors of this book that makes you, the reader, more invested in what Lasky has to offer as a storyteller. Speaking of Lasky as a storyteller, she has a knack for depicting the large and the small to desensitize you and pull you back in, respectively. I am not entirely sure where I heard this, but if you want a large-scale event to appear tragic, focus on a minor detail. If a city has fallen into ruin, depict a dilapidated child's shoe and how it is left discarded on the streets. If you want to make a small-scale event appear tragic, show its impact on the plot as a whole. Lasky does both. To get through this review, I listened to Metallica's Unforgiven 2 on loop. No collaboration, no sponsorship, just a song I like, which is a shame. I like Metallica. All right, thanks for listening, y'all. And if you want to, or if you like this video, please leave a like, share it if you think someone else will like it, and subscribe for more content. I have a website and an Instagram account. Both will be linked down in the description below. Why would you go to my website? Well, I have a bunch of other stuff there. I post reviews more frequently there than I do here on YouTube, and I've written books. So if you want to check out the stuff I've written, you can find them there. Why would you go to my Instagram account? Well, you can see what I do on a day-to-day basis. What I'm reading, what I think about it. You can ask me questions, and if I get enough questions in one go, I'll make a video about it and answer a Q&A, or make it a Q&A. All right. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.